Welcome back to the Internet Safe Space episode. Do you know it?
Mm, 41, baby. Let's frickin' do this. I did not just eat Subway, by the way. We don't fuck with Jared around here or his subs or his substance. If you know what I'm saying. None of that.
Shout out Jersey Mike's, right? Danny
Yeah.
DeVito. Danny DeVito.
He's gonna be in the new Mario movie. We don't know who he playing yet. I'm still working on that, but he will be there. He's like, "Hey, what's the matter with you? You clogging my pipes? Get out of me pipes, huh?"
I'm hoping he plays Bowser Jr. I think that'd be pretty funny.
Yo, you know who he should actually play? If Danny DeVito was gonna play anyone in the Mario verse, I ain't even trying. Don't call me racist. He would be an awesome Goomba.
I understand. You're saying that because that can be considered a bad name for Italians.
Maybe. And I don't and I like my Italians, My stallions over here. Stud muffins, if you will.
I'm not looking him in the eye. I'm not looking him in the eyes when he says something like that, but yes, I know you mean Goombas the minions.
Little silly guys.
All right, I'm gonna do one more sound check, and then I'll give the small introduction. So, you guys saw the title of the video. You know what we're doing. I say this every time. We're
Ranking Doki Doki Literature Club classmates. I don't play it, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the context behind anything. I just know that Sayori-chan is my girlfriend. Natsuki-chan is my girlfriend. Yuri-chan is my girlfriend. Monica-chan, she can stay over there, but she's also my girlfriend. But she can no, she's like she can stay over there.
all right. We're doing the next set of arcs or a saga. We don't really know. Like I can't tell you off rip. You'll see it in the title afterwards. We got to see how long we yap and just where we get to. Last time we made it from Romance Dawn to Alabasta, and so we're starting with Jaya. I'll pull up our list from last time for some additional context. Also, I shaved my beard, if you noticed. A little bit thinner now compared to last time.
I also shaved my hair, but not my beard hair.
No. Sorry, I'm gonna stop him there. That's okay. Let's just change the scene. Okay. So as you saw last time, we had a nice like stare happening just by chance, and it means that we understand peak. We got Alabasta in S, Arlong Park, and Baratier in A. What is it, Log or Log? I keep forgetting. Logue Town, Drum Island, Romance Dawn in B, Little Garden, Syrup Village, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Orange Town in C. Doesn't mean that they're bad arcs. It means that they're the C of peak. They're still peak though. So
I say it's not bad. We got like a little staircase going.
yeah.
Climb our way to the top.
So we're starting today with Jaya. Not a huge arc, but
Important.
definitely important. Um, I think it's one of my favorite parts about the arc was so going into Jaya, Luffy had 100 million berry bounty, but all of the people in Jaya still had his 30 million berry bounty wanted poster. So yeah, so Bellamy didn't know because he thought he's top dog. He had like 60 million or something, 70 million. He didn't know that Luffy when they find out that he's 100 million berry bounty, everyone started tweaking. It completely changed. But Jaya, I'll start. I'll say something. Blackbeard introduction, really awesome. I mean, you can't you can't sell short the genius of the cherry pie scene where Luffy and Blackbeard both order their food and they are ordering it completely opposite. Where Luffy's like, "This is disgusting," and Blackbeard's like, "This is great," or "This is too hot, this is too cold." Like you see that it helps you see right off rip that Blackbeard and Luffy are complete opposites, mirrors of each other. Now spoiler alert incoming. Luffy's the sun god Nika,
What?
and
Wait,
Blackbeard's the
we didn't
embodiment.
get there
Yeah,
yet.
he did. Blackbeard's the embodiment of darkness, right? So it's sun, it's light versus dark. Um, Darkness like night sky. Lightness like
Like
daylight,
what?
night sky.
Mm.
I know, I'm a poet. Um, and they're going after the Sky Island. I mean, obviously, and Luffy's one punch on Bellamy. You get Nolan's the whole thing with Nolan, and there's a lot. Nolan the liar. There's a lot that happens.
And Luffy is also stretchy and thin, as they say, and Blackbeard is chunky and thick.
Like a double chunk chocolate cookie.
You just think about it though. Blackbeard, a little off topic. I know. Blackbeard probably got some hairy nipples.
What? I don't. I got no comments.
You see them? You see that belly hair? Dude, do no type man. He need a manscaper. That's what Blackbeard need. He need. I hope he got. I hope. He got a manscaper on his ship. Cause that belly a little too hairy. And that's really. That's all I gotta say.
Give me a tier, bro.
A tier of.
Offer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
No, not
Blackbeard's belly.
what? I don't even understand.
If I was gonna give a Jaya, I would slap it on B because cool shit happens. It's not who, it's them or whatever the frick.
Oh, I forgot about that. Say something
Hmm.
about that. That's big.
Yeah, because well, I gotta say, when you first see Blackbeard, you're kind of like, you know what? I kind of rock with this guy because everybody was hating that the Sky Islands were in a thing, you know. And then Blackbeard is just comes in and he's like, "I hope you find the Sky Island, Straw Hat." And he's like, what did he say? He was like, "As like man's will is as big as they dream," or some
He's got a
shit.
good line there.
Yeah, he says, "Editor, put it in, editor." But yeah, no, a lot of cool shit happens. And I just love that scene of Bellamy getting one tapped like it was nothing. And then it was like also a little callback to Shanks, like and what how much Luffy has grown since that whole introduction arc with him and Shanks giving him the straw hat because they're getting Luffy's getting fucked with in the bar and he just doesn't do anything. And the whole crew was on site. Zoro was on site there, but Luffy was just like, "Nah, bro. A bunch of fucking losers. We don't partake in this tomfoolery." So, made me love my guy even more. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. And I'm slapping Jaya on a solid B. I think it deserves a B tier. The only reason I'm giving it B really, I do think it's better than our C tier arcs. There's more substance to it. Got a lot of good, solid One Piece moments that even now to this day we remember. And yeah, just good setup all around. Good setup for Skypiea. Good setup for later in the story with returning characters. Shout out Bell Bell. And yeah, that's it.
I think he said it perfectly. I also agree that it's in B. It does. It has there's so much more. It's such a short arc with a lot packed into it. A lot of good secrets to look for, callbacks, references. I like you brought up the bar fight when Luffy and Zoro don't do anything. It also made me like Zoro more because it showed how Zoro 100% stands with his captain no matter what. Zoro glaze on gang. He will always stand with his captain. It doesn't matter.
That butt.
What- Yeah. Um, let's put Jaya in B. Um, I think I think it would have a solid spot between Romance Dawn and Drum Island because I don't think we're gonna snub my boy Tony Chopper like that by putting it above Drum Island. So I think in between will be fine. But say what you want to say about that.
Um, shit, shit. Nah, Drum Island definitely has better. Like Drum Island, I would consider putting an A, just because the character writing, pardon, and Drum Island is just fucking beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a spectacle, but it's definitely better than Romance Down. Yeah, put it behind Drum. I'll see you later, kid. But yeah. What's up next? We got Skypiea, right?
Yep, Skypiea is next.
All right, Skypiea. For all my Nami enjoyers, she got a power up. If you know, you know, in the chesticle area. But Skypiea is a very fucking awesome arc. I think a lot of cool shit happens, but now we're in like the blueprinted One Piece arcs where it's like we get our whole setup. It's kind of sick because like they get to the sky. First of all, what the fuck is a sky island? You know, it's like a fucking trampoline island in the clouds. Basically, you can bounce around and shit. Pause, resume, and just a lot of funny moments in Skypiea, like Chopper being left on the ship to watch it by himself, and he's just shitting his pants the whole time. Love that.
And the spirit comes. The spirit
Yeah.
comes. Remember that? That was crazy too.
Yeah,
It was something like
he comes everywhere.
too. Wait, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But no, it's like the whole yodeling when they're swinging through the vines, when they first touch base in like the mainland of the island, and Zoro's like, Luffy has that fire ass song. Editor put it in now, and yeah, it's just a lot of cool moments, and Eneru, cool ass fucking villain. Cool ass fucking villain. I'm pretty sure Oda says even now that like if he were to pull back up, it would be on some fifth Yonko type shit. Like that's how powerful he is, and just how just how fucking unlucky this man was that he ran into our guy, because he can turn off his brain. And then it's also like a big thing that like that's when we first saw hockey in the series was with Eneru because he was able to predict attacks and do all this cool shit. But yeah, I this is where it gets a little hot. There's much cool shit that happens in Skypiea. This is one of the first One Piece arcs for me that starts to drag due to the pacing, bro. One Piece pacing hurts my soul at times, and it works its magic here, which is why I would put Skypiea in C.
No, I don't agree. Uh-oh. Don't agree alert. Here we go. This is a we made it to a point where we don't agree. So Skypiea for me, I'm I'm a Skypiea proponent, bro. I would put Skypiea in A.
That's
Now that's a jump, I know.
crazy.
The when the Luffy and Eneru fight is so peak. Also, the poneglyph peak.
A lot of lore implications.
Lots of lore implications. Um, I think the build up to it, like going from Jaya, then them actually finding it, and then the adventure that takes place there, it's like such a one piece arc. Like that's when you get to see like there's a lot more world building than just these like islands that just change weather or whatever. Like, you're at Little Garden, it's like a jungle, then you go to Drum Island and it's snowy, and then you go to Alabasta and it's desert. Like they're kind of like following like a trend of like changing the theme of all the islands, and it's sick. Good world building. But then now there's like just a whole nother layer to it. Um, and I did think it was sick that Oda had the elements come into play, and there's that one freeze frame of Eneru that I love when he's about to get punched.
And he's like, oh.
Yeah, because he realizes he just keeps throwing volts and volts and volts. Editor's got a lot of work to do. Tons and tons of volts at Luffy, and Luffy's just like,
Also has
Mog.
He also has one of the coolest. He has one of the coolest devil fruits that we see up to that point. Just what is it? What is it even called? Is it like electric lightning no me, or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, it's something
Like
like
it's
that.
electricity.
It also confirms that Dragon doesn't have that fruit in particular because prior to Skypiea, you would have thought because of the lightning that maybe Dragon has that fruit, but he can't because Eneru has it.
That's the weather fruit, bro.
Weather, yes. Now the way that so when Charlie and I did the tier list, me, Charlie, and Kibby did the tier list for the Mario Kart tracks. Though this is how we dealt with disputes. If it was, for example, like how it is now, then we put it in B. We put it in B at the bottom.
Put it at the top of C for me. Like I still think it's a good arc. It just drags, and that's it's something that will probably be fixed once like the new like the One Piece anime, like the Netflix funded one, is gonna drop by which studio? Shout out Attack on Titan, Shinzo Sasageo type shit. But It's just yeah, it's just like doesn't it doesn't hold up best to modern times, even though that doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of spewing. I'm just resting my case. I love Skypiea. I enjoyed this arc. It just drags on.
Nah, he
It just
doesn't.
drags on. It just drags on. It's the first. Hey! Look at me. Look at me. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. It's the first time we see the dance, the liberation dance.
Yeah, all of the ties to Nika is very cool as well,
That's what I'm
with the
saying.
dance.
It's one of those things. It's like after you get far into One Piece, then you can really be like, damn, this motherfucker Oda was on something. I swear to God, he was on some type of. So he had to go on like an ayahuasca journey to like map out One Piece and how he's like. I don't understand. He's a genius. He's a genius.
He is truly. Um, so yeah, so like I said, the way it's going to work is Skypiea. If we're at any point, if we're 2 tiers away from each other, it gets put in the bottom of the middle tier. That's where it would stay for now. If we end up moving stuff around at the end, then we can move it then. But for the moment, it goes right in the middle, bottom of B. That's just like because it's impossible for us to like say like obviously I can't say it has to be an A and you can't say it has to be in C, so we have to kind of have that
A
you know
little
that
tug
little
of war.
combo, that
A
little
little tug of
combo.
war.
Now, this episode's already taken a major turn from last time. I feel like there's been a lot more said by Sir Thomas, and Sir Thomas, Sir Thomas Big Mac the Third. Um,
Big Mac the first.
so I'm
I
gonna
feel
move
like we're
this.
gonna contradict ourselves so hard by the end of it when we start reorganizing
Hold on,
everything.
my computer froze. All right, there we go. We did it. All right, so Long Ring Long Land is next. Okay, so here we go. Long Ring, Long Land, shout out Davy back fights, shout out Afro Luffy, shout out Foxy, slow, whatever he does, something like this, I
Yeah.
think. Slow. Um, I'll tell you. All right, my favorite part of Long Ring, Long Land is besides Aokiji pulling up, besides, I'm talking about like, because that's obviously peak. Besides that, um, is when Chopper gets taken away when they like lose the Davy back fight, and then they choose Chopper, and he's like bawling his eyes out and being a little baby, and then Zoro fucking starts yelling at him. Zoro starts tweaking. He's like, Chopper, is that the kind of man you are? And he does this like whole speech about how Chopper basically needs to like lock in. We made a deal. This is how it is. We follow our captain, and now we're gonna win you back.
Oh my god, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Mic check. One, one, two, 1, 2. But one of my favorite moments in this arc, besides Aokiji pull up, talking about Nami's bazoinks, bro. Remember that? Kind of. He's just a very based individual. But no, it was before Luffy's getting into the ring. And Usopp is like his fucking coach, bro. And he's like hyping him up and shit. He's like, all right, Luffy, this is what you're gonna do when you get in here. It's fucking pre time skip Usopp and Luffy, prime comedic duo. They were always on something. I mean, even just Usopp locked in, dude. I love you, bro. Pause. Resume. I want you to do good, man. Stop acting like a fool. But no, besides the Aokiji pull up,
Oh, there's another good part. When Zoro and Sanji are playing that like soccer ball game and they're fighting over who's going to be the ball. And then Nami's in the crowd and she's like, Sanji, I think the ball hat would look so good on you. And then Sanji was like, I'll be the ball. Done, fight over. And then Sanji was the ball. Um, but let's be realistic, guys. We obviously had to jump into this with a little bit of some good things, but Land is ass.
Foxy's a fucking lame, dude.
It's the only One Piece arc that I actively say is ass.
And you know why? I mean, do you know where it should go on this tier list, Mister A?
Definitely below C. It's just a matter of are you going to put that in D or are we putting that in E?
But here's the thing. I there it's ass, but there's moments that make it funny enough to save it from E and put it in Dookie D. I say we put it in Dookie D, the first fucking arc in the Duke tier.
Which I'm saying there's a very strong chance it ends up in there solo dolo.
It's very possible.
Thriller Bark is not going in D. I'm saying that now. It won't be in there. Thriller Bark is Pete.
Nobody ever said that. But put it in D, son. Let's do the swap.
Here we go. Long Ring, Long Land. I knew we weren't going to talk about it long because it's pretty obvious that this is the worst arc in all of One Piece, and it does have some of its moments. But do we get Robin backstory during this, or that starts in Water 7? I was about to say that would be what saves it, but we're going into Water 7 now, and then Eddie's lobby. Oh my god! All right, here we go. Switch back to scenes. Tommy, I've been starting every one, so you start this one. Talk about Water 7. Frankie introduction. Super! Super! Super!
All right, yo. Frankie is such a fucking G. And the first time you meet Frankie, you kind of fucking hate him, bro. He's
Set up as the villain. He's fully set up as the villain.
fucking fully jumps gang. He fucks with our guys. Fucks up with our guys. And granted, Straw Hat stood on business and they pulled up on him and fucked up his whole crew. And that shit was awesome.
They destroyed the entire clubhouse.
No, they just wrecked all that shit. But so, Water 7, at least in my opinion, is the first time you're getting into a One Piece arc and you truly see what the world government is capable of, you know? You see how much of a fucking powerhouse the government is. CP0? You don't even know they're CP0 for like halfway.
Log company.
Yeah,
I don't remember the name, but
because they're working with what's that dude with the blue hair?
Iceberg?
Yes, because they were working with him and all that shit, right? Isn't that how it was rolling? And
Yeah,
then
but he wasn't. He did not know that they were CP0. He thought they were actually a log company, and I still remember when you first get introduced to Kaku and he looks like, and you just think he's Usopp because of the nose, and uh God, what? How am I blanking on his name? Hold on, he literally comes back. Pigeon Man. What the fuck is his name? Lucci, Rob Lucci. You get his backstory too. Fucked up little kid, bro.
but it's also like one of my favorite parts about Water 7 was just like the degree of unknown that you're in. Because this is like at the point in One Piece where you're basically getting a new crew member every arc. So you come into Water 7, see all these fucking badass characters, see them in action a bit, see the rope guy, forgot his fucking name. I know he's an OG. He don't switch up. Yeah, he was chill as fuck. I actually thought Kaku was gonna join the Straw Hats because he was linked up with Gang for so long throughout the arc. But Water 7 takes its turn. Robin chucks the deuce and surrenders herself to the world government. We got prime espionage Sanji in this arc. Bingo. Bingo. And then he asks Luffy's permission to hop on that train and start whipping some ass. Solo's the fucking train, like a G. Like a fucking G, but Robin was on one. We come to find out. I don't know if it's in Water 7, we see her backstory. If it's in Ennis Lobby, we start to see it. That's the only thing because this was like, I gotta say, Water 7 was like the first arc where I was just like, holy shit. I've gotten the hype up to this point, but now I know the hype. You get it, but then you know it. And Water 7 is that. You know the hype at this point. You feel it. Your pecker might tingle a little bit, but it is just a great third time I cried during One Piece. Usopp versus Luffy, bro.
I need to say something real quick before I'll let you because you're gonna say probably say like better things about it. All right. So currently, my least. I know you guys are gonna hate on me. My least favorite Straw Hat right now is Chopper. My bad.
That is
I know. But at the time, Water 7 is when I started Usopp hate. I was hating on Usopp for a long time. Now he's higher in the list for me, even though he doesn't do shit. But when he was going against his captain so hard, it tweaked me. Especially because you got to think about it. Zoro is my favorite Straw Hat, like not including Luffy, obviously, like favorite crew member. And one of my favorite aspects of Zoro is how he always stands on business and always stands beside his captain. Shout out post Ennis Lobby when he has his incredible what is it? A second in command. What's the name of it? What's the name of second
Captain.
vice captain speech in Ennis Lobby? That was sick. I like how he handled the Usopp situation. I can't. I gotta stop glazing him. This is about Usopp. Usopp was
Especially
doing
the water seven situation.
Usopp was doing the opposite of that, and the fact that he actually went out of his way to scrap with Luffy. First off, Usopp, bro, in what universe do you ever win that fight? Zero.
Give him credit though.
Yeah,
Usopp
like Batman, bro. He pulled up
he
like
pulled
Batman.
That
But I hated him at that time. Genuinely, I thought he was being such a baby back bitch, and I was like, think about it. Up to this point, all Usopp did was always claim he was the captain, and he was always running away and not helping most of the time. Shout out Sniper King though, that was sick. But before, this is not Sniper King yet. Most of the time, he was just pissing me off, and I was like, bro, you're running with the future king of the pirates,
lock in.
and you are tweaking like this. You can't stand by your word and for your friends, bro. Like they brought you along. They brought you along, and you literally do at that point less than Nami, bro. Like lock in. So
He has his moments though, bro.
I'm gonna let you glaze him. That's why I said I wanted to start because that fight, like I remember my heart rate. Like I was like, I literally said in my head, Luffy, I want you to fucking kick his ass. I was so mad at him for doing that. It was a cool fight and cool to see because the Straw Hats very rarely scrap. At that point, only Luffy and Zoro had scrapped kind of in Loketown, or not Loketown, Whiskey Peak. But and that pissed me off too. But that was Luffy's fault, bro. Shout out Zoro. He was standing on business. Luffy was being weird. But yeah, you now you could say your thing about that.
The thing is, yo, it was just like this was another case in One Piece where Oda is just a master of his craft of writing these core characters, and you know how much the Going Merry meant to Usopp. I mean, it meant a lot to the whole crew, but especially to Usopp. This is Kaya's ship that she gave to them for their journey. Yeah, I swear to God, you getting jacked off. Anyways,
You mean strong? I hope.
no, no, you wait till the cameras turn off.
No,
For
they're staying.
the rest of the
Say your
night.
piece. Bro. Say your piece.
Say my One Piece. But no, like I just think the emotional implications leading up to this, like you said, Zoro has that amazing speech because Luffy's just that guy. He fucking loves this guy Usopp, bro, and he doesn't want to scrap him. Usopp doesn't really even want to scrap him. Usopp just wants to get his point across, and it's just the fact. The facts are that the Going Merry is no more. It can baby girl is barely staying up. She's crashing down as we speak. Granted, the crew could have took better care of it, but Usopp isn't a shipwright. It's not his fault. But he feels the pressure of all of it being on his fault, and he feels like he's disrespecting Kaya in this situation, and that the whole crew is disrespecting Kaya and himself by getting rid of the Mary, because the Mary is just the G. And that whole fight, you could tell that one Luffy did not want to be there, and that's what made that shit hurt. Like I was actually like I was bawling my eyes out when they were scrapping. And Usopp, Inspector Gadget, he did his thing. He got his hits in. Can't lie about that. He did his part, but he was definitely in the wrong. I think some like he just it just sucked that it had to go down that way, you know. And made me. It was such a good moment in One Piece, though. You know, it was Oda's writing at its peak, putting two of our characters' ideologies clashing against each other. Luffy, one who is so open to forgiving his friends, especially his crew, and having to listen to Zoro and set an example for the rest of the crew that even though I'm a fucking idiot, I am still the captain. You can't disrespect me like that.
Hundo P.
Fuck, we barely talked about Robin. And this is like Robin centric. Like this is how good Water 7 is, yo. But yeah, like fuck. Now I'm getting flashbacks, dude. Such a fucking sad and good moment in One Piece. Shout out Oda, you my guy. But we get back to Robin. I don't know. Editor, fact check me. Is Robin's backstory in Water 7 or in his lobby? No idea. But we basically, all we know up to this point is that Robin's the only one who can read the poneglyphs. It is Ennis lobby. All right. So all we know up to that point is that Robin's turned herself in because she's been wanted by the government for X many years. And she, you don't really truly know. I think you can kind of infer
Well,
that since she can
wait.
read the poneglyphs, right?
It's not just that she turned herself in, but um, she assisted in the assassination attempt on Iceberg.
Yeah.
Like she went and did it. So when the crew found that out, and then she disappeared, they were like, okay, this seems very unlike her to go and try to murder an ally. Um, and then that's when this all started. We also didn't even talk about we get Frankie's backstory too, where you learn about Tom, and Tom is a G, bro.
Tom is a fucking
The
G.
OG shipwright, bro. The G shipwright built the train. He built the train. Tom was awesome.
Built Roger's ship.
Yeah, built Roger's ship. It's crazy, that's where the parallels start. Tom built Roger's ship. Frankie built the Straw Hat ship. Also, that the Sunny is so sick. I mean, my God, what an awesome ship. Shout out Frankie. Um, but
Do you think it can run on beer?
if it can run on cola, I think it would run even better on beer. Imagine dump some natty light in there. It's gonna blast, just like my digestive system after a night of natties and birrio. Hundo P. Um,
I want to fart, but I shouldn't do it into the mic.
I'd appreciate if he did not do what he just said. Um,
They can't fart into the mic.
Water 7 was so long.
It is long.
I mean,
Well, I think it's long just because it's like
there's just a lot that
it's a
happens.
straight good saga. It's like the first half of it is Water Seven's, the second half of it on the same island or storming Ennis Lobby type shit. So I think that's why it feels super long. I mean, I don't know. Editor episode count. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, boy. Get to work. Get to work.
Why don't you say a tier for this one? We've been probably on it for at least 10 minutes.
Hey,
I agree. I'm glad you didn't say S because I was thinking you might say S and we'd have to fight about it, but it's definitely A. It's just, and it's better than Baratier. So then it comes down to is Water 7 better than Arlong
yes.
Park? I actually don't agree. I'm low key. Well, also, I'm a Nami Glazer, bro. She's like my third favorite Straw Hat. And there's a lot of stuff that happens in Arlong Park that I think is some of the best moments in One Piece. Walk to Arlong Park and Luffy putting the Straw Hat. There's, a, I'm really love that arc. So
But, bro, at this point in One Piece, Oda is doing such a master crafting job of world building. He's introducing all these new characters, so many twists and turns just in Water 7 alone. Just in Water 7 alone
no, realistically,
is better.
I think I know the right decision. That's where we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it ahead of Arlong Park,
On God.
but because I'm a man that understands. But I'll still stay strong that for me personally, I do think that Arlong Park is. I enjoyed the arc more, but it's. I'm telling you, it's a hair length away. They're extremely.
Pubic, even.
I just have a soft spot in my heart for uh, Nami's backstory and how Luffy locked in to bring her to the crew. So that's just me. But yes, I'm gonna put it in right now. Pause. Resume.
Yeah, no, it definitely churns my flaccid.
What'd you say?
Take it as you will. Come on. There you go, buddy. Good boy.
Nah, chill, bro. Chill, bro. Everybody gets one. Give me this, bro. You need a break. Enish Lobby is next. S. I mean, instantly. Not just S, it's the best arc we've encountered so far.
Oh God.
Better than Alabasta, 110%, bro. Do you think I was ever gonna say? Did you worry? Thought maybe I'd say that Alabasta's better.
No.
Yeah, because it's not. It's so far away. If we made a tier above S, like an S plus, I'd actually put it in there. That's how far away I actually think it is. It's so incredibly peak. It was the arc when I watched Ennis Lobby. It was the arc when I was watching with my friend Grant. Shout out Grant. When I was at school, and I remember turning to him and saying that already at that point I said this might be the greatest show that I've watched in my entire life. Um, the scene alone where Robin's "I Want to Live" moment. Not just that, but that whole scene, because for English, it would be Sniper King, shoot that flag. And again, this is where I start to say Usopp, he got a little bit extra for me here. Not a single moment's hesitation said, Roger. Also, cool parallel. Like he said, it's like a double entendre because he said Roger by meaning like Roger that, but then also by saying Roger, it's kind of like a double entendre to the Pirate King, um, and saying Roger and then shooting down.
Down, genius.
Yup,
Fucking genius.
shoots down the flag with a Firebird star, and everybody is shocked because Spondum is given a speech right before this. Spondum sucks. He's given a speech about how the world government is 170 United Nations. He's like, you can't declare a war on the entire world. Like, you would never win. And after they shoot down the flag, everyone's like, this. Robin like whispers herself. She's like, no, I just watched the scene. No way. And then Luffy goes like this, puts his arms back and screams to Spondum, oh, yeah, bring it on. It's like such a peak scene. I'm getting chills imagining it. Every time I hear Robin say, I want to live, I get chills without fail. That scene is so crazy because Luffy makes her say it. Robin, there's just one thing I need you to say. Tell me you want to live. And then everybody smiles. She's like, Zoro gets like that little Zoro smirk because he knows he's about to lock in. Zoro Glaze, Zoro Glazer. That's me right here. Zoro's such a peak character.
Espionage and like this is like
Bro, this is Mr. Prince still, bro.
he is cigarette in mouth, just sitting there like, I'm ready to kick the fuck out of someone.
And then Luffy grabs everybody and just dives off the side, just into nothingness, just like, fuck it, let's go. Bang. Um,
Soga King, this is Soga King song is so fucking.
do you know it in English?
I don't know the English. I only watched it in Japanese, so like.
It's like something like when the wind carries my name to Sniper Island far away. Dun 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 dun. La 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 la.
This is what I'm saying, yo. Usopp was such a fucking good character. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. He just needs to lock. It just makes me sad. Like we're talking about Usopp then, Usopp now. What happened, dude? What the fuck happened?
He certainly used to have a lot more going on. And I'll tell you, part of the reason that started to recover Usopp, where I was like, all right, I don't hate him anymore, because I appreciated that even though he was like being a baby by not facing Luffy, I appreciated that he still said in his head, I have to be there. I'll give him that. He had to be there. It was.
Like, fuck, man.
So you get to see Chopper's monster point for the first time. Everybody gets a power up pretty much. Every single member of CPU CP0 beaten. All right, bro. Zoro unlocks like the 9-armed, whatever it's called, the demon form, and when he's fighting Kaku as a draft, bro. And Sanji fights the wolf. Although the bubble lady does end up getting Sanji and gets him in the bubble.
Can we just talk about how lame that fucking devil fruit, the giraffe fruit is, bro? I would be pissed, bro. Imagine you get a devil fruit from the government and you're supposed to be like this secret fucking agency within the government and they turn your ass into a giraffe. It's like, oh, I got a fucking strong neck. Pause. Pause. Why you need a strong neck, boy? Huh?
Resume.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Resume. Fucking. I don't know. I would be pissed. I'd be crashing out. I would probably quit. That's just me though. If I had to go throughout the rest of my life as a giraffe human hybrid, I'm good, fam. I'm good.
Well, you know what's another good scene? When Zoro and Usopp are together, and Usopp is
Yeah.
handcuffed. Usopp is handcuffed to Zoro, and they're fighting Kaku and the Wolf guy at the same time. And Usopp's like, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna use as a sword? And Zoro like gives him a look, and he's like, you can't use me as a sword. And Zoro fully uses Usopp as the sword, bro. He
Mm-hmm.
uses Usopp as his sword, and Zoro's like trying
Yeah.
to, because obviously Usopp was basically helpless at that point against two Devil Fruit users. He couldn't do anything, so Zoro's handcuffed to him, and like Major Zoro nerf, and he's like having to fight the two guys because they're trying to get the keys at the same time. Um, that was just a hilarious. It was so like that's like the throwing the comedy into a tense situation. That was a funny ass scene. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Nah, and Gear Secando, bro.
Against the guy with the door fruit.
That's kind of a cool ass devil fruit though. Like imagine like you really gotta take a shit and like you're just somewhere like you can't like poop at and you can just fucking door fruit to your bathroom real quick. You're running late to work and you're just like fuck. I just took a shit. I need to brush my teeth. You're in your bathroom, you brush your teeth, but at least you're all dressed up. Door fruit to work. You know what I'm saying? You can do it on some nonchalant shit too. Like you can door 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 fruit. Fuck. Try saying that 10 times fast. But you can use that fruit just to like pull up wherever you need to be at the perfect time. I say that once I saw that fruit, I was like, that's a fruit I would have.
Oh, pop quiz. What's his name?
No fucking clue.
I always like I always like fucking with him about the names because I weirdly remember so many of their names. His name is Bluno.
Oh, you know, you say it, I remember. I remember reading that name.
Sounds like Bruno, but it's not. It's Bluno.
And I actually should know it because it's one of the only fucking like One Piece like big books that I have. I have all of Water 7 and Enies Lobby and a fucking big book. It's like 6 volumes, 3 for each book. It's pretty fucking cool. So all of this stuff I have in manga format. So I like to tap into it from time to time. Just a little bit. Go down memory lane. That's really it. But why are you looking at me like that? Trying to tell me something?
Yeah. I was just waiting for you to finish. I was just gonna say something briefly about Gear 2 that I remember when I was waiting for Gear 2 to happen. So when I was watching One Piece, I was aware of the gears, and however, I didn't know how fast they were gonna come. Pause, resume. So it was interesting because I remember we're in Ennis Lobby, it's like you're in the 200s at this point for episodes, and I remember turning to my friend Grant, shout out Grant again, and saying to him, I'm like, dude, 200 episodes, not a single like real power up. How is that even possible? And it's actually one of the things I appreciated about One Piece's pacing and longevity because even though that would annoy most people, I think it made the power ups better and more realistic by making them so infrequent. Like think about it, there's 5 known gears currently and then some hockey power ups in between, and it's like over the course of 1100 episodes, the fact that you only see 5 major moments of powering up. I'll say 6 actually because Ryu was a major power up too. Um, but when you get to see Gear 2, the payoff of seeing Luffy like being able to use the shave technique just by watching it. Like when Bluno's like, you know this? Only government agents or officials are supposed to know how to do shave and finger point and stuff like that. So when he saw Luffy do it and he says, I just picked it up. He just watched them do it and figured it out without anyone teaching him. He figured out how to do shave. That's insanity.
Bro, it ain't even that. It's Oda did the power up so unconventionally because you would have your training arc in the other big three anime. You have your training arc, and it is like Naruto learning Rasengan. You literally spend a whole fucking arc with him and Jiraiya training this Rasengan, and he's trying to pop a balloon for X amount of episodes. Uh, Bleach, when Ichigo is learning his hollow form or whatever, learning not the when he's learning how to use his Bankai before he goes and tries to rescue. Fuck, what is her name? God, editor, editor, do this for me.
Okay. When he has to watch the movies, that's a training arc.
Yeah, no, like it's very unconventional. And then what makes it even cooler is that Oda could have just left it at here too. Would have been still badass. It's still very fucking cool. He's super fast. Jet bullet. Jet pistol. He has all that shit, bro. Why not we just sprinkle in Gyathetto? Fucking type shit. Make it even cooler, bro. He gave us 2 power-ups. No training arc needed, bro. He's just like, yeah, I've been cooking this shit up. When, dude? We've been with you for 250 episodes. When have you been cooking this shit up? Off-screen growth. My God, do I love One Piece? We can keep going, bro. You want to just keep going on Ennis Lobby because the whole fucking raid into Ennis Lobby is fucking awesome with all the
Train,
animals.
the train goes through and crashes.
Like that's when I was like, holy shit, I love.
Giants on their side because they tell them about Dory and Bragi.
Yeah, bro. There's just so much good moments. And at this point in the story, you get the best fight in One Piece with Lucci versus Luffy, bro. Even to this day, bro, I would probably put that shit in the top 10 One Piece fights.
I would too, and I'll say just for you guys, just to say, because I already know this. My favorite fight in all of One Piece is Luffy versus Lucci in Egghead. That's my favorite.
Spoiler,
Oh,
bro.
sorry. Spoiler alert, my bad. But
You're supposed to say that before.
when Luffy and Lucci fight a second time in Egghead, it's that's my favorite showing of Gear 5 so far. And I've rewatched that episode at least 10 times since it came out. It's my favorite episode of One Piece, and it's my favorite fight. And it's just, I couldn't believe the peak, especially because I read it. Because I started reading the manga, so I read it before it actually happened. That made it even cooler because it's way better in the anime than in the manga.
The anime is just so cinematic now. They 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 took that 6 month break and they started making movies out here, bro. Pause. Resume. But yeah, man. There's just so much good shit about Water 7, and his lobby. And I mean, you find out that the Mary truly does have a soul. Going Mary pulls up and saves our crew. When Luffy's getting his ass whooped by Lucci, Usopp gives him that fucking beautiful speech.
Dude, that speech is so peak. That speech is so good. I actually used to in the gym listen to that speech as a hard style on SoundCloud. It was like
I was,
it was Usopp's speech over like, like a heavy bass beat. I would listen to that in the gym. That's how insane that speech is.
dude, I'm with you, bro. That shit is emotional. Oda really does his thing here, and it's even better that it's the world government. We don't like them. We don't like them. I mean, at that point, we've kind of met some cool Marines, though. Shout out Smoker. I like you, Tashigi. Tashigi, cool. I think that's really all the cool ones that we met at that point. But no, they just this whole arc is just a roller coaster of emotions, twists and turns, and hoo-has and hoo-hays. And yeah, I think it was already predetermined. It was the fourth time I cried during One Piece when they cast a Mary on fire, and the going Mary's just like, it's all good. I love y'all. You was my gang. You was my crew. I enjoyed every second of it. I was like, fuck, man, fuck. Put it in S tier. Put it in S tier. Now. Now. That's be epic. Can we take two so I can use the bada bing bada boo poo poo?
Yes, we're going to.
It's a commercial. That was
It is. I knew we were going to cut to commercial at this point because it's a good like we're about to do like a sort of transition into the next. I think we're going to actually get to Thriller Bark because now we have post Ennis Lobby. I'll say one more thing about it too. One of the reasons why I love this arc so much is because it was I think this is the first time the Straw Hats were faced with a feat where you say in your head, this seems impossible what they're trying to do. Like how everyone was also saying it, like this is a 1 in a million chance of this being successful.
we also barely talked about Frankie.
We did barely talk about Frankie. We'll talk about it more in post Ennis Lobby because that's when he actually joins the crew. So we can like talk about it. He's an incredible addition. We needed a shipwright.
Especially when they added him, I was so with it, bro. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, because dude just wears panties, bro. Where's man pants, bro? Man panties. I mean, I'm the take.
We're gonna go to commercial. Um, so if you guys are enjoying it so far, blow up the chat, whatever you're gonna do. You're gonna see. Don't even just ignore that guy. We're gonna do a commercial real quick, and then we'll be back to him. Try to go to up to Thriller Bark. So Post Tennis Lobby, Thriller Bark are next. Next two.
Super safety. I don't give a fuck. You know where we at. We at the club. Money is gonna get. Let me hear it. Money. You know how it is. $13 pitches of Miller. $13 pitches of Miller. All right, so let me break it down for you. No Fortnite dance. No nothing. No Doki Doki Literature Club will be mentioned because I don't even play it. I don't even know what that is, when we're being honest. And if I did know what it is, Sari-chan would already been my girlfriend. But
Sari-chan
Sari-chan is my girlfriend, but I don't play Doki Doki. All right, let's get back to it. The internet safe space. You know what it is. You know the vibes. We got new episodes every week, every Sunday, 9 o'clock. And you know how it get. It get dirty. It get dirty. It get dirty. It get dirty. Those who know, they know. Either way. I've been crawling my way to the muddy ever since I was 13. And you know what's also 13? Pictures of Miller. So get your ass over to the muddy. Let's get litty. And you know the vibes. Follow me. We'll do this together. I'll catch you when we go. Peace.
I didn't have the mic ready, but we're back from commercial break. I've got fresh coffee here, internet safe space mug.
Mug dropping soon. Mug drop.
Shout out Abby. This was a birthday gift.
Mug drop.
Mug drop. I could make them. You guys want them? Let me know. I'll make them for you. You want one?
Yes, please.
Good boy.
No. I want to now that I think about it. I need one for Sadie-chan because we like to drink our coffees when we walk home from school. No, but I mean I never played it, so I wouldn't know. Every day I imagine I imagine a future where I can be with you.
What's that?
I don't know. Never played it. Never played it.
All right. I know. He's never played Doki Doki Literature Club, never played it. Yeah, this guy's not a weirdo. He's not a weirdo at all. He doesn't play it. He
Fucking epically swag.
Say it again. Right in the mic.
I'm manly. Epic swag. Cool. Chill even.
Yeah, he is. So, with that said, we're gonna continue on.
Totally horny.
We're gonna go to Post Tennis Lobby now, which is a separate arc. They're not the same. They're definitely different.
I don't get that shit. I ain't the same. Why? Why has it got to be its own little thing? That's how I think of it because mentally, I I I group it with Ennis Lobby.
I mean, yes, but mentally, I do group it as well. But it is separate, so we got to talk about it separate. So
I think I talked about like I went on that spiel about them saying goodbye to the Mary, and this is in post Ennis.
ooh, true. That is part of it. Also, Robin grabs Frankie's nuts. Hilarious. That's funny. But Nami's number one girl. My bad. Floor. Um,
Nuts of floor.
but let's talk about the big thing. The reason why Post Tennis Lobby is incredible.
Boy.
Garp and Kobe and El Mepo all back. El Mepo was interesting. That was unexpected, but he's like in it. But Kobe, you get to see Kobe for the first time. I think at that point you might be in the 300s of episodes. I think so, man. Kobe returns, and that's pretty cool to see. And then also, everybody finds out that Garp is Luffy's grandpa.
That shit was awesome.
That was just, he's such an insane reveal.
And then Luffy, as stupid as it's gonna sound, Luffy finds out he has a father because he just had no idea. He just had no idea this dude existed. Never really thought about him. And it's motherfucking Dragon? Huh? Nepo piece is real. Nepo piece is real.
Yeah, that trio, the monkey trio, Monkey D Garp, Monkey D Dragon, and Monkey D Luffy. It's
Pick that last name.
the Luffy was interesting because you went like, and what does it mean? Went from dragon to just Luffy. You know, maybe could serpent, Monkey D Serpent. That would have been crazy. That's a tough name. But no, but
Maybe he has a fourth brother we don't know about.
oh yes, a fourth brother. Yes. Um, and Zoro, as I mentioned earlier, Zoro gives his vice captain speech because basically everyone starts cheering. They're like, "Yeah, let's go get Usopp. Let's go get Usopp and go home. Like, I forgive him, whatever." And Zoro's like, "Stop!" And everyone like stops and like, "What?" And Zoro was like, "I can't follow a captain that has no backbone." Like that's not. I'm paraphrasing. But he says something along the lines of, "You're being a bitch if you just let Luffy back. Not Luffy. You're being a bitch if you just let Usopp back in the crew because he disrespected you, fought you, and lost. And now you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, come aboard." He's like, "What kind of example is that set?" He's like, "I can't follow someone like that." And he's like, "I'm not gonna let you do that." And Luffy, like, it's interesting because you see how Luffy like
It's one of the only
doesn't
characters
want to listen, but he
he knows he has.
understands like Zoro very rarely like barks orders. He's pretty much he's like I follow Luffy no matter what all the time. But I think it was important for him to serve a role as vice captain and be like, I have a standing in this crew and I'm putting my foot down this time. It's my favorite. It's probably it might be my favorite Zoro moment. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but that one is really up there. Probably top three for me. Say something.
I always think about the meme when Usopp apologizes and then Luffy sticks his arm out, stretches it all the way out and grabs him. Yeah, and he's just like, fuck. Yeah, I always think about that shit. It's so funny.
It was peak though because Zoro said like he's like Usopp needs to apologize first. He has to admit he was wrong, and if he does that, then you're allowed to forgive him. And they really, I mean, they pushed it to the last second, but Usopp he did it. He broke down. He admitted it, and I think Zoro was 100% right because who knows? Let's say Usopp never actually said it out loud. Like he never admitted he was wrong. Who knows what would have happened later if they found themselves in a similar situation? Usopp might have been like, "Well, he just let me back in last time. I can, I can step up like that." So I think it was important that, like, I think Zoro was right. They needed him to admit he was wrong and basically say, like, "I'm going to serve you as my captain and my captain only."
Bro. And just another thing, the Sunny, welcome. We love the Sunny.
And welcome, Frankie. Welcome, Frankie.
Yeah, welcome, Frankie. Hope your nuts are all right. Um, and just like yeah, just so much crazy shit happens in this post Ennis Orbit arc. You got fucking chiseled out chin, fucking Kobe, fucking went through a little bit of a growth spurt, some might say. And I think the way Oda kind of describes like difference between like character, well, basically like character transformations, like through like time skips and all that. It's just like if they have a strong and good will and they want to do better for the world, then they're not. He doesn't draw them ugly. Take Gecko Moria, who we're gonna get into. Ugly, stupid. I hate him. But yeah, no, um, shit. There's it's just very short, not a lot of substance. I group it with Ennis Lobby, but like I'll put it A. I give it A. Cool shit happens, great character moments, good writing. There's a great closeout to the arc. Welcome aboard, Frankie. Super ass crewmate. I fucking love that man. He was like instantly one of my favorite Straw Hats when I got him. I was so fucking pumped. He's just a cool ass cyborg. Press his nose, and he does tricks on it. Pause. Resume. And yeah, give it an A. Let's put that shit in A. Um, this is where it gets hard for me. I don't know where you want to put it.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I'd probably say, given that it's an extension of Annie's Lobby, I mean, I would probably put it at the top of A because I fucking adore the lore drop that happened there. That was also the first time that you got the satisfaction of like going through something insane, and then because this starts a pattern after this. You go through something insane, you get a lore drop. Do something insane, you get a lore drop. This started that, and this lore drop with Garp and Dragon and everything, and you get Frankie, and then you get the new ship. There's so much is packed into this little bit of post here, that I definitely think that put it at the top of A.
Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't put it in S is just because it's just it doesn't even feel like an arc, you know? Like
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
an extent. It's I think most of the time we could make it a rule, just like post arcs to just auto be put a tier down.
I don't even know, man. Well, are there any other like post arcs like after? Yeah. Yeah, that's an important one.
Very important. Very important.
Yeah, slap that bitch in A.
All right, doing it.
But would you really, yeah, put it because once you find out like all that lore shit, it makes One Piece so much more enjoyable, you know? Because the yeah, like you said, it's like you get a little something out of it. It's like fuck. I thank God I've been watching this show for 300 plus episodes up to this point because fuck, fuck, I might be flaccid the chub right now. All right, what do we got next?
Here we go. All right, so now we had post Ennis lobby. Frankie sailing with the crew. Things are looking good, and we make it to what I still call peak One Piece, Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark is the funniest arc that I've ever watched. I remember laughing. I remember when I first started watching it. I remember Grant, shout out Grant, saying to me, he said, "You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. There's no in between." And I loved it. I thought it was so funny. There's that iconic scene where Luffy pushes the zombie back into the grave, like not even knowing it's a zombie. He just pushes him back in. The I liked the parallel because they went on Thriller Bark in two groups, and I grouped them into the strongest members and the weakest members. And it's funny because it was like Nami, Usopp, and Chopper were a group for some reason. And they like went through Thriller Bark and they were all like scared of everything. And they were like, oh my God, like they didn't fight anything. Everything they were just like running through. And then Luffy, Zoro, Robin, etc. They go through and they're just mogging everything. Luffy's asking everything he sees to join his crew. And it's just like it's
Meet Brooke before we touch down into Thriller Bark though, because they see his ship first.
yeah, I don't remember the exact timing, but I know he asks Brooke to join the crew immediately. Yeah, which was sick because the Brooke lead looks at him and goes, I accept.
And then he asked Nami to see her panties.
A recurring theme, but he did do that.
And you need a musician on the crew.
Shout out Bink Sake.
God, yo.
You know any of the words?
ピンクの酒よ、その上に吹けよ。手めかったのに風何かかって。ピンクせ吹けよ. Every single motherfucker who don't speak Japanese and watch anime can relate to just mumbling gibberish that kind of goes with the lyrics to the song and hoping they at least got a syllable right. Because that's how I feel when I sing Pink Sake, but shit, I still feel every word in my soul. Continue. Let's continue. I'm getting distracted. I love Brooke. Brooke is a G. Afro, fucking tough. His fit's tough. Even though he's skin and bones and he got no eyes. Yo. He's got that. He's just a cool ass dude, and he's a swordsman. He's a swordsman, bro. I love swordsmen, especially in One Piece. So yeah. All right, that's my little Brook rant. But continue. Keep going. Break it down for us.
Yeah, so we get Brooke introduction. We see Hogback is like the first talking NPC that's on the island. Um, we get the Usopp and Perona fight. We get Zoro versus what's his name? The Ryuma. Zoro versus Ryuma. That's really cool, especially because he does pick up a new sword after that.
Can we get that whole one shot that came out like a year or two ago?
That made it better. That definitely made it better. You get Nothing Happened. You get Kuma's first appearance along with Nothing Happened. You get Demon Luffy
Shadow Luffy.
or Shadow Luffy. I said Demon. Shadow Luffy. Yeah.
And you also get Frankie cranking fucking 90s like he's in Fortnite. Just another reason why Frankie's so fucking good.
And ores.
Ors, dude. Fuck, man. So many good parts about this arc. You meet you already said Piranha, right? You said all that, yeah. Meeting Piranha for the first time. I didn't really like her at first. The thing about me with Thriller Bark. I enjoyed it. It dragged on a little bit. It's like this is like the same thing with Skypiea. It's a good arc. It just drags for me, but it does have, in my opinion, better moments than Skypiea does. Like, I mean, just like that whole thing at the end with. I mean, we already talked about nothing happened, so I'll graze over that.
So please don't.
You know.
I mentioned it, but I want I want a clip. There needs to be something to clip. I want you to talk about nothing.
I mean, the clip farm.
Not farm, but like I don't think it's something to glaze over. That's like easily the best scene in all of Thriller.
Well, I thought you wanted to talk about it. I was gonna let you. I thought, yeah, I wanted you to munch on his cock,
It is my goat. That's my goat.
and he would love to slob on that thing if he could. If he was real, he would be slobbering on it like a dog looking at a fucking treat.
There's something to talk about instead.
All right. Well, I was gonna say the banquet at the end,
Oh yeah.
and like that's the first time you hear Bing Sake in the show. Brooke just fucking crying. It was like, I'm so happy, bro.
I forgot about that. That was sick. That was really good.
Bro, nah, Luffy just got away with words, dude. And that motherfucker, the Straw Hats know how to party, bro. It was just good vibes, bro. It was such a good ending to the arc. It's just straight good vibes. Um, like Brooke is just an awesome addition to the Straw Hats. My biggest fucking hate for this arc is Gecko Moria. I just fucking hate him. I thought he was. Yeah, no. I thought he was such a lame villain. And, like, he was a warlord, but didn't really feel like it. He was kind of just a punk. He never really scrapped face to face. And then when he did, he just snipped Luffy's shadow and just kind of fucked him. That was lame as fuck because I was just like, oh my god, now I gotta fucking sit here and wait for this fucking loser to be beaten. But Thrill Bark has the vibes. It has all that cool shit. Sanji's heart gets broken because he finds out that he's not gonna be the one with the invisible fruit. The clear. Yeah. Why do I keep saying invisible? I don't know why.
It does, but
I mean, yeah. Fuck. At this point in time, it's probably been I've watched this arc 6-7 years ago.
we're cooked.
No, we're not.
Cooked.
We just know comedy. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about Thorough Bark. Good vibes, shitty villain. Shout out Brooke. And Shadow Luffy. Cool. That was cool.
Okay. Best part of Thriller Bark, my goat, Zoro. So after the fight,
Yo, what was that? He's getting ready.
I'm just prepping. I'm just prepping.
Yeah, prepping.
No. There's the fight.
To put your hair up.
The fight was very close. They barely got the shadows back before sunrise, and that was super important to do. Obviously, Luffy has just beat his second warlord at that point, which is huge. And this was the craziest part for me, not knowing what's going to happen when Kuma pulls up and you're like, hold on. Luffy just beat a second warlord, and now there's a third. Because at this time, the warlords seem like absolute top dogs. You're like, because you don't know anything about the Yonkos yet. All you know is that the warlords are, yeah. But you're not like really thinking about like the power scaling of it all. Like right now, warlords seem like the craziest thing to fight.
Did Whitebeard and Shanks link up at this point? Did they have that conversation? Remember Shanks goes into the
Yeah, I'm not sure when it happens. It's probably around here somewhere, but yes, he goes on the ship sometime. We can look it up.
editor.
Anyways, so Kuma pulls up, and at this point, they send him there to clear out the Straw Hats. That's the goal. But at this point, now that we've seen some Kuma backstory, bro, we find out that this whole time he knows Luffy is Dragon's son, and he's secretly part of the revolutionary. So although he's the government lapdog, he obviously, like, he's going on the island. He's obviously not going to fuck them up, but he has to do something. So when Zoro stands his ground and says, like, you cannot touch my captain, take me instead. Kuma takes this as an opportunity to test Luffy's crew and see if this is the right people to be with his leader's son. And what he does is he takes all of the pain and anguish from Luffy's body and makes a giant paw cloud out of it and basically says, you don't want me to fuck with them? That's fine. But you have to take on all of So Zoro was already fucked up because he also fought. And he, on top of that, had to take all of Luffy's pain and suffering at once. Pause, resume. And Kuma, even, we find out later, he says in his head that pain would be enough for even him to pass out, which Kuma takes pain like that from the elderly on a weekly basis. And even then, he said, if he took that at once, he's out of there. Pause, resume. So, but here comes the coldest. This is why Zoro's my GOAT, bro. Zoro doesn't care about recognition. He doesn't need anyone to be like, oh, you did that. That's so good. He doesn't give a fuck. He cares about his captain and nothing else. So he pulls up. He takes the pain. Obviously, we all know he'd do it. That's my GOAT. Sanji finds him. And he's like, Zoro, I've been looking for you. Whatever he says. Pulls up. Zoro is in the middle of a fucking crater, covered in blood, kind of like this, like shaking a little bit. He's like, and he's holding his arms together, and he's just covered in blood. And Sanji's like, what happened? Where'd all this blood come from? Whatever. And Zoro just goes, what happened? Nothing happened. And he might say nothing at all or something. Say that on the mic?
That's a boner alert.
So that's the best part of Thriller Bark. So the way that I like to think about these arcs when I'm reading them is I say in my head, like, think about all that crazy shit that just... What?
You ain't read Thriller Bark.
I know. Did I say I read it? What did I say?
You said when I read it. You said when I'm reading it.
I meant when I go through it. Yeah. Rating it. I think I meant rating. You think about all the crazy shit that happened, Shadow, Luffy, and nothing happened. And, I went through the list. And Brook joins the crew, and that's obviously awesome because Brook is a top-tier Straw Hat. He's so peak. Soul King. So insane. We got lots of kings. We have the Sniper King. We have the Soul King. We have the Pirate King. And it's great. So I'm going to say that I think Thriller Bark should go in B because I think it's better than Skypiea, Hundo P. And I think it should go in B right above Jaya. That's my hot take. Middle of B. Thriller Bark. Say your piece, Tom.
As we've been revisiting our great memories of Thriller Bark, it just falls into the same curse that it does with Skypiea. But I do think I said last night while we were out, I was like, granted, we were a couple deep on the waters, as we like to call them here on the internet safe space. And we almost got into a heated debate, but we had to save we had to save the content for now. And I can honestly, because you're an A type of dude for Thriller Bark.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, actually, because this is what happens as you think about other arcs. I had originally said Skypiea was A, but now I actually say I think Skypiea is B and Thriller Bark is A.
And Thriller Bark is better than Skypiea. I can agree with that. I don't know if it's better than Jaya though, but it's definitely not better than Drum Island. That is an unequivocal fact.
I recognize it should be
better than
Drum Island, bro.
I will be okay with sliding it in between Romance Dawn and Jaya. I will be okay with that. But yeah, get your pacing up, One Piece. I hope this is why I'm so excited for this new One Piece anime to come out.
Bro, just wait till we talk about Dressrosa, bro.
I'm fucking gonna kill myself.
Dressrosa is sick.
I hate it.
Love Dressrosa pacing.
I like Dressrosa's story. I shouldn't even be talking about this. I'm spoiling the next few episodes. But yeah, this is our cutoff, right?
Yes, let me see. So, Thriller Bark has found its spot in the middle of B. I'm gonna put it back on. I'm gonna put it back on the screen. Fucking. Shout out, say it. Shout out what?
And Big Lays show, babe. Big Lays.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna put it back on the screen. So for this episode, we went from Jaya, so Skypiea Saga, into Water 7 Saga, and then Thriller Bark. So we actually made it through a good another section of One Piece. We are getting closer, edging towards the time skip. But
what do you mean by that, dude?
let's go through our final layout for today, which again, I think it makes sense with like this is how I'm expecting it to look. The thinnest parts of the graph should be S and D, and then it should thicken in A and C, and the biggest classification of arc should be B. That's what makes sense for these types of rating systems. If you're making a good show, most of the time, this is how it's going to end up. And unless you're a complete glazer, it's never going to be where S is like has more arcs than B, most likely. So let's go through our S tier arcs. Enies Lobby and Alabasta kind of makes sense. We're starting to see a theme here where Tommy and I put the concluding arc of a saga in S. Um, but I think it makes sense because you get all the payoffs. So naturally, Enies Lobby and Alabasta are going to be S because you're getting those payoffs there.
And the emotions are at an all-time high, and Oda is just at his all-time mastercraft in writing. Like I mean, as long as Ennis Lobby is, I felt like it never dragged on. Something that Thrower Bark and Skypiea sadly succumbed to. They drag on a bit, but I feel like Ennis Lobby never had that issue, and you can make that argument with Alabasta that it does when they go through the desert, but
And don't discredit us because it's not just about payoffs. If it was only solely about payoffs, then post Ennis Lobby would also be an S. But we recognized that it's not just about the payoffs. Ennis Lobby and Alabasta still have a lot of other good stuff going on, so they're S. Okay. Next, A tier. We have post Ennis Lobby leading it. Water 7, Arlong Park, and Baratier. Again, I think this A is. I think it really only gets murky at B and C, where like Tommy and I are gonna have some disagreements. S and A, I think for the most part, we're gonna be pretty aligned on. So
it's up to me. I would put Thriller Bark at the top of C and Skypiea right after it. But we have to compromise here. We have to compromise.
we do. So, and I could honestly see myself at the end dropping Skypiea into C. I could see myself. I don't know if I'll be as willing for Thriller Bark because I do think it's a lot ahead of it, but
It's just like there's just moments that really carry it. But when you get into the meat and bones of it, it's dragged on. That's like my whole take of it. You have like very top tier One Piece moments in it, very good, memorable moments. We already talked about them. We don't need to list them off, but like just like when you get into the skin and bones of it,
yes.
no brook.
So then we have B tier with Logetown, Drum Island, Thriller Bark, Jaya, Romance Dawn, Skypiea. Then C, Little Garden, Syrup Village, Reverse Mountain. We did not add anything into C. That's because how you know Oda's cooking. Whiskey Peak, Orangetown, and then D, Long Ring, Longland. The only non cookery, unfortunately. But yes, overall, we just went to I think a more peak set of arcs in total for those sagas.
It's only getting beefier and peakier, as they call it, because these next string of arcs, some might say is the best string of arcs in One Piece. I might have to say just a little sneak peek for next week or whenever it drops, whenever we end up recording this. Um, these next string of arcs is probably my favorite string of arcs in any anime I've ever watched. Any long form shonen, it is by far my favorite string of arcs. Like
My favorite arc is in this string. My favorite arc.
I used to be like a hardcore narco. I used to be a hardcore Naruto dick rider, and I would always say from him the whole Asuma thing to Rasen Shuriken to Jiraiya to Pain, Five Kage Summit. I was like, that's that's a peak string of arcs. Like I was like, this is the best string of arcs in any anime I've ever watched. But then the One Piece happened, and boy oh boy, did my flaccid go from floppy to stern.
With that said, I'll put the final tier list on screen one more time. So this is a tier list currently from East Blue to Ennis Lobby. Sorry, to Thriller Bark. To Thriller Bark. So we go from East Blue to the Grand Line. Very awesome. I'll tell you guys our next set that we're going to be going through in the next episode should be Sabaody through post war. That should be the next set here. So we're going to get into a little bit of time skip as we go through these. Then we'll do return through.
See how
Yeah, it'll probably be return through, most likely through Zoe, and then whole cake through Egghead. It'll be something like that, but we'll see as time goes on. Anyways, so that's our final for now.
How do you feel about the list, Mr. Ray?
I'm very satisfied with this list so far. I think that it's a good combo of. I like how we're having some disagreement, which is making some meshing going on in the middle area. But I'm glad that we've been locked in on the S and A's. I'm curious if that's gonna change. I mean, I'm gonna glaze Dressrosa, bro, hard. So I think that's gonna be the first like major disagreement because I've got some strong opinions on Dressrosa. Um, Fujitora is my goat besides Zoro. Anyways, we're way ahead of time right now. So
All right, yo, the mic didn't pick it up, but I don't know if it was one of the cats.
it was, bro. Was it a person?
I don't know, bro. It's a straight squirted poop in the litter box.
It's fine. We're gonna end it out. Thank you guys for watching. This one was a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer than the last one, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. This is gonna end up being a 4 or 5 episode thing because Tommy and I realized we can't just fly through these. We have to actually like break it down and talk about them if this is gonna be for real.
It's fun. It's fun to talk about it because you don't get chances like this where you can really geek out on something that you're passionate about, which is
We are passionate about this.
the One Piece.
The One Piece. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Tommy, say something to close this out.
I love One Piece. I love Internet Safe Space. Put the both of them together, rock solid, baby. I'll see y'all next week.